Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to R.A. Fagnall Hall on the campus of Elmhurst College. It's the 2011 CCIW Wrestling Championship. I'm Kevin Jude. We've got live coverage of the championship matches at all 10 weight classes coming up momentarily. We'll quickly give you the team standings after the semifinal round. Elmhurst College looking to win its fourth CCIW championship in school history. They have a lead right now, 76 points for the Blue Jays. Meanwhile, North Central, the three-time defending conference champion, in second place with 67 points. 8 wrestlers for Elmhurst advancing into the championship round. Meanwhile, North Central with 7 wrestlers still alive in the championship match. Augustana College currently in third place with 48.5 points. Wheaton College in fourth place with 18 points. Augustana sending 4 wrestlers to the championship round. The Thunder sending just 1, Justin Marble, at 184 pounds to the championship match. We can quickly tell you that Elmhurst and North Central are going to be heads up in several matches to come in the championship match. Each one of those are going to be very important for determining the team score. At 133 pounds, it'll be Nathan Fitzenrider versus Jake Denoff of Elmhurst. At 149, it'll be Ryan Early of Elmhurst taking on Eric Oyster of North Central. 157 pounds, Joby Bodie and Mike Grice. And we are underway here at 125 pounds, our first match. So it's Tom Laskowski of Elmhurst and Jacob Schulten of Augustana. Schulten in the black, Laskowski in the navy. Schulten was the 1 seed here. Laskowski was the 3. He defeated Sean Tomac of North Central 4-0 in his first round. Would be a big match for the Blue Jays here to pick up some bonus points where they're not heads up against North Central. An opportunity to earn free points. North Central already winning third place at 125 pounds. Tomac is the no fourth wrestler in this weight class. Two officials out on the mat right now in the championship round. That's Terry Giardini and Rick Bell. And a stalemate called by Giardini with no control. So they'll start fresh with just a minute gone by. Laskowski and Schulten have wrestled once this year. That was in the heads-up duel between these two teams. As Schulten grabs a leg and gains control. 2 points for a takedown just before he goes out of bounds. Schulten defeated Laskowski 5-2 just a week ago on February 4th. Augustana and Schulten in the lead now 2-0. (2-0) for Schulten as he's trying to gain some riding time. Laskowski on one knee trying to get to his feet for Elmhurst to gain the escape. Schulten hanging on, and the two wrestlers will roll out of bounds and they'll restart in the center of the mat. Schulten quickly working on the shoulder of Laskowski, trying to get him on his back. He's got him in a bad position here, and some near fall points possibly coming. Laskowski trying to fight his way out of it, and now Schulten rolling Laskowski over, but no count yet from Terry Giardini. Still just a 2-0 lead for Augustana and Jacob Schulten. He does have over a minute of riding time now. Down to 40 seconds to go in this opening period. Three minutes in the first period, 2 minutes in both the second and the third. Laskowski trying to get to his feet, trying to gain a point here before the period expires. But Schulten drops him back onto all fours. Down to 10 seconds to go here in the opening period. And that's how the first period will come to a close. Augustana and Jacob Schulten leading 2-0 after period 1. 1 minute and 44 seconds of riding time for Schulten. Wrestler's going to start in the neutral position to start period number 2. Skowski looking for a takedown, shoots on the leg, well defended by Schulten. Schulten trying to step behind and grab Laskowski's legs and get the control for the 2 additional points. No signal just yet. And 2 more points for Augustana and Schulten. Terry Giardini looked like he signaled, but maybe perhaps the wrong hand there. It says 2-2 on the scoreboard. I think it's 4-0 in favor of Schulten. And that it is. It is 4-0 Augustana in favor of Schulten. Realized the mistake and quickly corrected it. Referee Rick Bell going to go over. It looks like they may adjust some riding time as well. They actually awarded 2 additional points to Schulten for a near fall, so Schulten up now 6-0. Schulten grinding Laskowski's shoulder into the mat. Trying to roll him over, put him on his back in position to pin him. Under 30 seconds to go now. Laskowski gets to both feet. Can't complete the escape. Now trying to get a reversal here. Schulten hanging on, though, still in control. Down to 10 seconds to go in the second period. Laskowski's got his legs pinned underneath Schulten's body as Schulten trying to work around, and he's going to remain in control. Now a 6-0 lead in favor of Augustana's Jacob Schulten with 3 minutes, 2 seconds of riding time. Schulten going to choose the neutral position to start period number 3, and we're underway. No third place match at this weight class. Only 3 wrestlers entered into the CCIW championships at 125. Sean Tomac the winner at third place by default. 2 more points for Schulten. And Augustana gives him an 8-0 lead now. Laskowski gains a point off the escape. It's 8-1 now. Augustana's wrestler leading Elmhurst. Laskowski got his hands wrapped around Schulten's waist. Schulten still working on the leg of Laskowski. And a stalemate called by Terry Giardini. Will bring the wrestlers back to the center of the match. 8-1, Augustana and Jacob Schulten leading Elmhurst and Tom Laskowski. Down to 1:14 left in this match. Right now would be a major decision with riding time. 3 minutes and 8 seconds for Schulten. Laskowski looks to shoot in on the leg, well defended by Schulten. And the 2 wrestlers will clinch up. Laskowski and Schulten with the tie-up near the edge of the circle. Schulten going for the leg. Can't grab it now. He puts Laskowski to the mat, and 2 more points for Jacob Schulten and Augustana. Makes it 10-1 in favor of the Vikings wrestler. Schulten, just a freshman from Granville, Michigan. Entered this meet with a record of 33-6. Laskowski came in 17-10, 18-10 after the victory over Tomac. Schulten staying in control here. He's got a 10-1 lead, and he's going to win it by a final score of 11-1 with the riding time. So your 2011 CCW champion at 125 pounds is Jacob Schulten of Augustana with an 11-1 major victory. At 133 pounds, a key match for both of these two teams, North Central and Elmhurst. Nathan Fitzenreiter, very tough wrestler for the Cardinals, 27-2 with 8 pins on the season. He's ranked number 2 in the latest NWCA Division III poll. Fitzenreiter in red, that's Jake Denoff in the blue for Elmhurst. Denoff checked in at 14-5. He enters 15-5 by beating Gagonis 12-2, a major victory for Denoff in the opening round. Fitzenreiter did not have a opening round opponent. He had a bye into the championship, so Greg Gagonis, the de facto winner at 3rd place at 133 pounds. Fitzenreiter, the CCIW champion in 2010. Jake Denoff, the 2009 CCIW champion. So a battle of 2 former champions here. Fitzenreiter had Denoff's number when the two wrestled last year. Fitzenreiter quickly in from behind. He's got control, and he gets the takedown. Every point critical here for these two teams. North Central on top with Fitzenreiter, 2-0. Steve Marianetti's Blue Jays had a 9-point advantage coming into the championships here, into the finals. 3rd place points already being handed out for those who had buys. So this match basically worth 3 points plus additional points for win by major, win by technical fall, or win by pin. Denoff trying to get to his feet. Fitzenreiter has the leg hook, still working on the arm of Jake Denoff. Fitzenreiter. A sophomore only out of Winfield, Illinois. Denoff, a junior out of Carroll Stream for the Blue Jays. And a potentially dangerous hold, so they'll start it over in the middle of the mat. Rick Bell and Jamie George, now the 2 officials for this mat. And Denoff with an escape. 2-1 now as North Central leads Elmhurst. Minute 18 of riding time, however, for Fitzenreiter. Down to 50 seconds to go in this opening period. Denoff trying to snap the head down of Fitzenreiter, blocked by the Cardinals wrestler. The 2 return to a collar and elbow tie-up. Down to 25 seconds as they approach the edge of the mat, and the whistle will stop it, and they'll bring it back with 26 seconds even left on the clock. Fitzenreiter going for the leg. Denoff trying to push him up, but Fitzenreiter's got the leg. Now Denoff almost in control, but no, saying Rick Bell. Denoff trying to spin around for the takedown. And Fitzenreiter doing a great job of defending it. Now Fitzenreiter in position to gain 2. And there it is, 2 points for Nathan Fitzenreiter in North Central. Just before the horn will sound. And it's a 4-1 lead. Denoff with a great opportunity there to get a takedown, but Fitzenreiter, a nice job to defend it. And North Central and Nathan Fitzenreiter start 4-1 with a minute 26 of riding time here in this second period. Fitzenreiter will start in the down position. Denoff trying to knock some of that time off the ride time. Fitzenreiter to his feet now, dangerously close to an escape, and Denoff takes him back down to both knees. Fitzenreiter right back to his knees, though, as Denoff trying to hang on. Fitzenreiter does escape. Should be 5-1 in favor of North Central. It put the point on the wrong side there. They'll adjust that. And now they fix it. But Denoff did take down 20 seconds off the ride time, so no ride time right now for Fitzenreiter, but he's dangerously close to getting another 2 points on a takedown as he's got a single leg of Jake Denoff wrapped up. He's got Denoff's right leg airborne. He takes him to the mat. No control just yet, says Rick Bell. Denoff trying to fight it off, and now there it is from stepping around and gaining control is Fitzenreiter, now up 7-1, plus he's got the riding time back over a minute. Cardinals trying to get as many points out of this match as they possibly can. Denoff trying to get to his feet. Fitzenreiter working on the wrist of Jake Denoff. Down to 20 seconds to go. And that's how this second period is going to come to a close here. 7-1 in favor of Nathan Fitzenreiter, the Cardinals wrestler at 133 pounds. He's got a minute 54 of riding time as well. Denoff will choose to start the third period in the down position. And Fitzenreiter's going to give up the escape with a neutral cover. 7-2 now in favor of North Central and Nathan Fitzenreiter. Elmhurst, Jake Denoff trailing by 5. 2 back to a collar and elbow in the center of the ring. Fitzenreiter's got Denoff by the right leg again. Denoff trying to keep to his feet. And there's a takedown for Fitzenreiter. And Denoff quickly escapes. Denoff going for the leg. It's 9-3 now in favor of North Central. Plus he's got the ride time of 2 minutes. Denoff trying to make sure he doesn't give up a major. Fitzenreiter trying to spin his way around Jake Denoff for control. And there it is, the takedown. 11-3 plus the ride time. Denoff desperately needs to get up and try to escape here for Elmhurst. Fitzenreiter working on that elbow of Jake Denoff. Fitzenreiter well in control on this one. Down to 10 seconds to go in this match. Fitzenreiter trying to roll over Denoff. No additional points awarded, but he does pick up an extra point for the major victory. 12-3, a major win for Nathan Fitzenreiter and North Central. A big win for North Central, not to mention they gain an extra point by being a major. So 4 key points in the team standings for the Cardinals. So we move up to 141 pounds. Andrew Zobak of North Central versus Alberto Quiros of Augustana. Larry Bacca from Elmhurst taking third place. Only 3 wrestlers entered into 141. Quiros with a late reversal over Bacca. Bacca had a 5-4 lead. Quiros a reversal with about 10 seconds to go in the semifinals. That gave him a 6-5 win. One of the few weight classes Elmhurst does not have a wrestler in the championship round. One of 2 actually, 141 and 165 being the other for the Blue Jays. Elmhurst failed to win any points in their opening 2 matches. The Cardinals have cut into have cut into the Blue Jays lead. And quickly, Zobak with both legs lifts up and drives Quiros to the mat. He's got a quick 2 points. North Central and Zobak up 2-0. Zobak in the red. He enters tonight 33-6. He had a bye in the opening semifinal. He has 4 pins on the season. There's an escape for Quiros. Make it 2-1 now, North Central. Zobak currently ranked 10th in the nation in the latest NWCA poll. These 2 wrestlers have gone at it just one other time earlier this season. Zobak came out a winner on January 13th when the 2 teams squared off in a dual meet. Zobak was a 2-0 winner over Quiros. Quiros coming in 30-9 to the CCIW championship, 31-9 after beating Larry Bacca in the semifinals. He had a loss to Zobak, we already mentioned earlier. He had also lost to Bacca when the 2 teams, when Elmhurst and Augustana met in a duel. So Quiros getting a little revenge from last week's loss to Larry Bacca. 2-1 in favor of Zobak and North Central with minute 41 to go in the opening period. 16 seconds of riding time in favor of Andrew Zobak. Zobak trying to grab both legs. Quiros does a nice job to fight off the takedown attempt. Quiros pulls himself forward, now shooting for the leg of Zobak, but they're out of bounds. He'll return to the center of the mat. Andrew Zobak in the red. Alberto Quiros in the dark uniform for Augustana. Zobak going for the leg, steps behind, and he's got the takedown for North Central. 4-1 now in favor of North Central's wrestler at 141 pounds. Zobak, a junior from Canton, Illinois. Quiros, a junior out of Cicero. Down to 35 seconds left to go in this opening period. It's 4-1 in favor of Zobak. Call a stalemate, and the 2 wrestlers will come back towards the center and start it again. Zobak pushing Quiros towards the edge of the mat. Trying to get a lift around the waist. Quiros to his feet but cannot escape. Zobak hanging on to that left leg. Down to 10 seconds to go. Quiros trying to get free before the period comes to an end. Zobak trying to hang on. 3 seconds. Quiros turns around, and is he free? Yes. Yes, says Jamie George right in front, so make it 4-2 in favor of North Central after 1 period. Quiros getting a point just before the horn sounds on the escape. 4-2 in favor of Zobak. Zobak has a minute 16 of riding time. Quiros will start on top to start period 2. Zobak quickly to his feet, and Quiros will push him loose, give Zobak a point, make it 5-2 in favor of North Central. Two grapplers come back towards the edge of the circle here. Quiros trying to get up underneath Zobak. Down to 1:15 to go in this second period. Quiros did manage to shave a little bit of riding time off the clock. It's down to 1:07 now in favor of North Central's Andrew Zobak. Quiros trying to step around and get a takedown, but no, they're out of bounds before Quiros can get him down. Quiros inching along the mat on one knee. Circling each other in the center of the mat. Down to 30 seconds. Quiros trying to wrap both hands around the waist. Zobak does a nice job to fight it off. And the two wrestlers will clinch up again here. Zobak going for the right leg of Quiros. He's got it. Can he get him down? No, out of bounds first. No takedown. 9.1 seconds to go. Still a 5-2 lead in favor of Andrew Zobak and North Central. That's the way the second period will come to an end. 5-2 in favor of Andrew Zobak. He's got 1:07 of riding time. North Central and Elmhurst will be heads up in several matches in succession here. As an escape for Quiros, make it 5-3 now. Zobak shooting for the leg of Quiros. Quiros trying to wrap his arms around his waist and defend it. Zobak spins him to the mat and steps around and gets the takedown. 7-3 now, Andrew Zobak and North Central. With 1:35 left to go in this contest. Zobak to his feet, Quiros to his feet. Quiros gets an escape. 7-4 now. Quiros shooting for the leg. Got to hang on it. Zobak trying to spread the legs further back and fight off the takedown attempt and does a nice job. Quiros is out of bounds. They'll step back towards the middle with 1:09 remaining. Zobak going for the leg. He's got both of them. He gets the takedown, and now he's going to kick Quiros loose, it looks like, and try to see if he can get some extra points with the major. Make it 9-5 now. It's basically a 5-point lead for Zobak with the riding time. He's going to try to get another quick takedown here. He's going for the legs. Quiros trying to get himself as wide as he can and inching his way back toward off the mat. Down to 33 seconds left to go. Every little point matters here in this CCIW championship. If you can get a major decision, it means big things here. An extra point here could make all the difference in the final team standings. It was a 9-point Elmhurst lead when we entered the championship match. It's been cut down to, I believe, 5 after the first two weight classes. And Zobak with a chance to cut down it even further. He's going to come away with this one. Now a stalemate. They'll start it again with 6.3 seconds left. And your 2011 CCIW champion at 141 pounds is Andrew Zobak of North Central. He wins it 10-5, and the Cardinals have shaved, I believe, 7 points off of Elmhurst's lead. And on to 149 pounds, Ryan Early of Elmhurst taking on Eric Oyster of North Central. We'll wait for the official team standings. These two wrestlers coming in. Oyster 14-5 on the season, 2 pins. Oyster in red. We also have a third place match going on now as Casey Cron of Wheaton taking on Steve Poffenberger of Augustana. We won't show you that. We'll try to bring you results on that one. Ryan Early, the 1 seed, 17-5. He's got 1 pin on the season. He pinned Casey Cron in just 1 minute and 10 seconds here. Early quickly going for the waist of Zobak. These two have not wrestled each other on the year. Early had moved up in the CCIW duel that these two teams held back in January. Early wrestled up a weight class at 157, so he did not wrestle against Oyster. Oyster defeated Elmhurst Mike Grice. Grice is actually wrestling at 157 pounds tonight for Elmhurst. Very big match for both of these teams. North Central, if they get a win, could move in front of Elmhurst in the team standings. Elmhurst could lengthen its lead with a victory. Oyster and Early circling each other towards the middle of the mat. A minute gone by already in this opening period. Early had the best shoot early on. Oyster covered it, blocked it, and rode it out of bounds before Early could get a takedown. Early reaching for the left leg. Can't pull it in. The two wrestlers stand towards the edge of the circle. Early snaps down underneath, trying to get a hold of the leg. He's got it now. Oyster trying to hold onto the other leg around the waist of Early. Nothing for either wrestler just yet. Early trying to reach around. Early's got a good solid lock on that leg of Oyster, but not in control just yet. Oyster now trying to step back over Early. Terry Giardini indicating nothing for either wrestler, down to under a minute to go. Early with a solid lock on the leg. Now Oyster trying to flip over Early, and he gets him to his back, but no, not in control. No points just yet. And there's 2 points for a takedown for Oyster. 2 points for North Central and Oyster. 37.5 seconds left to go in this opening period. See if Early trying to get to his feet quickly here off the restart. He's out one leg, but Oyster holding on to the other one. Now Early grabbing hold of the leg, trying to spin around in reverse. The horn you hear from the third place match. There's still 23 seconds left to go in this one, and there's a reversal for Ryan Early. Even up at 2 now with 16 seconds to go. Thought this was going to be an evenly matched contest, and so far we've seen just that. It's 2-2, the riding time advantage shifting over to Early, but just a handful of seconds as the first period will come to a close. And a caution here. And now another caution. Both wrestlers been cautioned here. Steve Poffenberger pins Casey Cran at 149 pounds in the third place match. And there is an escape and a point for North Central. It's 3-2 in favor of the Cardinals and Eric Oyster. Early reaching for the leg. Oyster trying to fight it off. Now Early. Oyster's got underneath Early's shoulders. Oyster trying to pull in Early. Early going for both legs. Now Early around the waist of Oyster. Early trying to take him down. And a nice job by North Central and Eric Oyster to fight it off. 55 seconds left to go in this period. Early backing up, backs out of the circle. They'll come back towards the center of the mat and start again. Eric Oyster, the 2 seed. Ryan Early, the 1 seed. Oyster tries to shoot in, well defended by Early. Early looked like he was going to try to snap him down and step around him for the takedown, but Oyster fighting him off. Now Early in tight. Early reaching for the right leg. Now Oyster tries to spin around Early. These two going back and forth, trying to fight each other off, and Terry Giardini says they're off the edge of the mat. We'll bring them back to the center and start again. 8.4 seconds, all that's remaining in the second period. It's a 1-point lead in favor of North Central and Eric Oyster. And that's how the second period will come to an end. It's 3-2 in favor of the Cardinals, Eric Oyster. Starting the third, it looks like Early will choose down. He's going to need to get up to his feet quickly here to try to even the match. Oyster the cover. Early had a little bit of riding time advantage. Early to his feet, but Oyster hanging on to the leg, trying to trip him to the mat. He gets him down, but they're off the mat, and they'll come back towards the center. Only going to wrestle one weight class at a time here in the championship. Mat number 2, if there is no third place match, or if it's over, they will hold that mat. So this is the only match taking place right now. Early to his feet, and he escapes to even it up. 3 apiece now with 1:44 to go in this match. Just 4 seconds of riding time, so no advantage for either wrestler right now. Early shooting in, trying to grab hold of the leg of Oyster. Trying to pull him in. Oyster does a nice job to fight it off. Oyster looks like trying to snap down Early. Early breaks the clinch, and the two will circle and start again with 1:05 left in this match. Exactly 1 minute left now. Early starts to shoot in. Now Oyster tries to step around. Gets Early down to all fours, and they're off the mat. They'll come back towards the middle. A lot of emotion from the crowd. Both teams know this is a very big match. So North Central can either step in front of Elmhurst in the team standings, or Elmhurst can lengthen their lead. Early trying to shoot in. Oyster playing defense. Now Oyster trying to spin around. They're off the mat. They'll come back to the middle again. And Early asking for injury time, holding on to his knee. Ryan Early having his knee looked at by the Elmhurst coaching staff and the trainers. Early had missed some time this year with an injury. Hopefully it's not the same thing for the Blue Jays grappler. get to his feet, try to walk it off a little bit. You can see him favoring the right knee just a little bit here. It's like he's going to be okay. They will continue on here. And we're back underway. Oyster trying to circle around early. Down to 15 seconds to go.
10 seconds.
Oyster looking to spin around again. Early just playing a little defense here. Looks like this one might be ticketed for extra time. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So sudden victory. First takedown here will get the win. 1 minute on the clock. Early starts to step in, pushing Oyster towards the edge of the match, reaching for the leg. Got a hold of it. Can he pull him in, though? Oyster going for his back, trying to flip over Early. Referee's right on top of it, and it looks like Early got a chance to put him down. There's the 2 points and the win for Ryan Early. 5-3 in overtime, a huge win for Elmhurst. Allows the Blue Jays to lengthen their lead. Up next, we move to 157 pounds. So Ryan Early, the champion at 149 for Elmhurst. That's the Blue Jays' first champion of the night. 2 for the Cardinals, 1 for Augustana, 1 for Elmhurst. On to 157, Joby Bodie, the wrestler on the mat for North Central. He's scored an 11-2 major win over Tyler Hernandez. Elmhurst, Mike Grice on the mat. Bodie in red, Grice in blue for the Blue Jays. Grice a 5-2 winner over Matt Cordell of Wheaton. These two have not wrestled on this season. Bodie came in 15-7 with 1 pin, now 16-7 after the semifinal win. Grice is 15-7 as well, identical records. Grice with 7 pins, however, but he's only wrestled 4 matches at 157 pounds. He started the year at 141. He moved up 2 weight classes to fill the 157-pound class for the Blue Jays after an injury. Another big match here for these two squads. By my unofficial totals, I have the Blue Jays with a 5-point lead, but we'll wait to see. We'll see if we can get some updates from tournament director on the official standings. 2 wrestlers will go off the mat. They'll come back towards the middle. Over on mat number 2, we've got the 3rd place match between Tyler Hernandez of Augustana and Matt Cordell of Wheaton. Under a minute and a half to go as these 2 wrestlers still just circling each other, just have a clinch right now. Bodie trying to work on the elbow here of Mike Grice. And now they'll start again. Grice steps behind and quickly throws Bodie to the mat for a 2-point takedown. Bodie missed the shot. Grice quick to defend it. Bodie's still on his feet, though, can get an escape here. Still, Grice has hold of the leg, so still in control here, still with a ride time advantage right now as that clock going up to 20 seconds for Mike Grice. He's got a 2-point lead over Joby Bodie. And a stalemate. They'll start again in the middle. Bodie wrestled at 65 last year, was the runner-up in the CCIW. Lost to Elmhurst Jack Lewis last year. Grice quickly trying to spin that shoulder towards the mat, but Bodie back to his feet. And there's the escape. It's 2-1 now. Grice stumbles a little bit, but gets back to his feet before Bodie able to capitalize. Bodie trying to pull in Grice tight. Drives Grice down to his knees, but they're off the mat. They'll come back towards the center. Bodie's got a hold of the leg of Grice. Grice holding on to the other leg of Bodie, though nothing doing for either wrestler right now, says the officials. Grice hanging on, and that'll do it. Grice able to fight off the attempt from Bodie. Bodie will win the toss and he defers. So Grice will elect to start in the down position here. Start of period 2. It's 2-1. Mike Grice in Elmhurst. He did have a 30-second riding time advantage here. Let's see if Bodie can work that off. Bodie trying to drive his shoulder into the back of Grice. Got a hold of Grice's arm as well. No riding time whatsoever. It looks like a stalling warning on Grice now. Arrow on the ride time is switched over now as Bodie's got himself a 15-second advantage. Worked off all 30 seconds that Grice had built up in the first period. Grice trying to get to all fours, but Bodie drives him back down to the mat. Bodie trying to get underneath that leg to see if he can spin Grice onto his back. Grice again trying to fight to his feet, but no luck right now. Joby Bodie's been riding on top for this entire period so far, 1:20. And another warning, and now a stalling point given to Joby Bodie. Steve Marionetti of Elmhurst very unhappy. 2-2, now with a riding time, a full minute advantage for Bodie. And now Grice to all fours, but Bodie working on the arm, pulls it down and pulls him back to the mat. Down to 6 seconds to go as Joby Bodie hangs on for a full 2 minutes of this second period. Ties the score at 2 with the stalling point and has actually gone in front with a 29-second advantage here on ride time, 1:29 we should say. So it's 2-2, but Bodie with a slight edge with the riding time bonus. Nothing doing yet as Bodie escapes. Now 3-2, a 2-point lead with the riding time, so Grice is going to need a takedown here. Do have updated team standings after 149. I was correct. It is a 79-74 lead for the Blue Jays, a 5-point edge right now. In a match where their two squads are heads up at 157 pounds. Grice trying to sneak in. He had the leg for a second. Bodie steps around and gains control for a takedown. Make it 5-2 now in favor of North Central's Joby Bodie. The riding time clock pushing up over 1.5 minutes now. Grice needs a quick escape here. for Elmhurst. It's a 5-point Elmhurst lead in the team standings. North Central looking for their third individual title of the night right here at 157. To his feet, and there's an escape for Grice. 5-3, plus a minute 55 of riding time. Grice is really going to have to get a quick takedown here for the Blue Jays to have a shot in this match. .4 seconds, all that remains right now. Grice shooting in, going for the leg, got a hold of it, but Bodie trying to step over him, preventing it, and Bodie can get 2 more points with a takedown there. He's going to win this one by a final score of 8-3 after the riding time gets factored in. And your champion at 157 pounds is Joby Bodie of North Central by an 8-3 decision. Brings Elmhurst's lead down to 2 points in the team standings. Well, we're up to 165. Top 2 seeds in this contest. It'll be Augustana's Jordan Graham, second-seeded Jason Bonham of North Central. Bonham had one of the more thrilling wins in the semifinals. He beat Daniel Threlkeld of Elmhurst by pinning him in 5:34. Threlkeld had a great advantage at a 3.5-2 lead, plus over 2.5 minutes of riding time as they entered the third period, but Threlkeld starting down in the third period, and it didn't take Bonham long. Just 34 seconds is what Bonham needed to put Threlkeld on his back and pin him to come away with the victory. Meanwhile, Graham had no problem with Wheaton's Matt McCrary in the semifinals, dispatching the Thunder wrestler 15-0 technical fall. These two wrestlers have met earlier this season. Graham enters tonight 27-12, 28-12 after the first round win. Graham in the dark uniform, Bonham in the red. North Central could go up front here.
Updated team scores as of this point. In fourth place, Wheaton, 20 points. In third, Augustana, 56.5. In second place, North Central, 77. And in first place,
And you hear these team standings being announced. A 2-point difference separating Elmhurst and North Central at the halfway point of this duel. Elmhurst and Wheaton are going at it on the other match. Threlkeld versus McCrary. The Blue Jays can pick up 2 points for a win by Daniel Threlkeld. And Threlkeld takes the lead on mat number 2. Meanwhile, on the championship match, these two just circling each other at the moment. Try to keep you informed on those other ones when Elmhurst and North Central are on mat number 3s. It looks like that's what the team championship will come down to tonight. As Graham grabs a hold of both legs, but Bonham is out of bounds. They'll start over again in the middle. We said these two had met earlier this season. Graham beat Bonham back on January 13th, 4-2, but it came in overtime. It was a very tight match then, as Graham got the takedown in extra time. And over on mat number 2, a big win for Elmhurst as Daniel Threlkeld pins Matt McCrary. That's 4 more points for the Blue Jays.
exactly 2 minutes behind the ball for Daniel Threlkeld of Elmhurst.
Lengthening the Blue Jays' lead as big points over there, and the bonus points by winning the match by pin. Plus the 2 points for the third place finish added over the fourth place finish. Gives Elmhurst a 6-point cushion in the team standings now. Meanwhile, North Central can still score points here at 165. Jason Bonham and Jordan Graham on the mat for these two for Augustana. Bonham for North Central. Down to 10 seconds to go. And that's how the first period will come to a close. They'll flip, and Graham will defer. Bonham's decision to start period 2 as we're scoreless after 1. Bonham will elect to choose the down position. Bonham trying to get to his feet, and Graham quickly throws him down. Graham has a chance trying to put his shoulders to the mat. A 1 count. Nothing yet. Not enough to earn any near fall points. Jordan Graham wasted no time flipping Bonham onto his back and almost got him into a position to pin him. Bonham did a nice job to recover, though, trying to get to all fours. Graham still working on the shoulders of Bonham. As Graham rides the shoulders back down of Bonham back to the mat. Bonham trying to fight to his feet. He's got one leg. Nope. And now Graham pulls it back towards the mat. Now Graham trying to spin Bonham around, trying to flip him onto his back, but no luck. He has worked up a riding time advantage, however, 1:15 and still counting, as he's been in control this entire period. Once again, working on the arms, trying to spin Bonham onto his back. Graham, we said 28-12. Bonham 17-9 after their first round semifinal wins. Bonham to his feet, trying to escape. Graham holding on with 18 seconds, and Graham spins him back to the mat. Graham puts him on his back and getting a count. Was it enough for 2 points? No indication yet. That'll do it, and there are 2 near-fall points for Jordan Graham and Augustana. So Graham with a very solid second period. Gets the near fall in the closing seconds, plus he builds up a whole 2 minutes of riding time. Graham will start in the down position of period 3. Bonham on top, going to probably try to get Graham quickly onto his back to see if he can get some near fall points, but Bonham on his feet and quickly escapes. Graham on his feet and quickly escapes. Graham and Augustana leading 3-0, but Bonham quickly shoots and grabs hold of the legs, and a nice job of defense by Jordan Graham. Come back to the center and start again. Minute 20 to go here as these two continue the tie-up. Bonham lunging forward, trying to get hold of the leg. Now Graham trying to step over Bonham and get in position, and there it is. There's the takedown. 2 points for Jordan Graham. Gives him a 5-0 lead. As the riding time back up over 2 minutes now. Jordan Graham from Augustana in control of this match, 5-0, trying to become the second Viking to win a conference championship tonight. Jacob Schulten won at 125 pounds for Augustana. North Central had a pair at 33 and then at 41. Ryan Early, winner at 49 for Elmhurst. 3 champions so far for the Cardinals, 1 for the Blue Jays, 1 for the Vikings. false start. Jamie George going to talk to Bonham down at the bottom position, and now we'll get restarted with 30 seconds to go. Bonham to his feet, but Graham trying to throw him back down to the mat. Bonham trying to spin his way free. Working on the leg and the shoulder, takes him back to the mat, but out of bounds. He'll come back to the middle and start again with 17 seconds to go. Down to 15 left on the clock here. Bonham to his feet, trying to get the point here. And the escape. Graham will let him go. It's going to be a 6-1 final score. As the horn sounds. Little extracurricular shove at the end there. Graham unhappy with Bonham there at the end. Either here Augustana's coach yelling at Graham just to get over, take the win, and walk off the mat. Graham wins it 6-1. Jordan Graham, the champ at 165 pounds, the second Augustana Viking to win a championship. So no points for North Central at 165. And a team point has been taken away from North Central due to misconduct, unsportsmanlike conduct at the end of that match. So the Cardinals deducted a point that will hurt them in the standings. It looks like it should now be a 7-point Elmhurst lead. We're at 174 pounds. There's no third place match. It's Alex Vavra of Augustana, the third place champion by default. On the championship match, it's Frank Savignago, the 1 seed of Elmhurst, versus Greg Schroeder of North Central. These two have not met this season. Savignago coming in 19-3. Schroeder coming in 21-8. Schroeder 16-7 at 174 pounds. Schroeder had beaten Savignago last season. But these two, like I said, have not met yet this season. Schroeder, a 6-1 winner over Augustana's Alex Vavra in the semifinal. Savignago, as the 1 seed, earned a bye into the championship final. Two wrestlers circling and the center of the mat. Savignago got a hold of the left arm of Schroeder. Savignago ducking low, but Schroeder fights it off, and they'll come back to the middle. Schroeder trying to pull down on Savignago's head. And pull him in tight, see if he can go for the leg. Reaching for the leg, but Savignago fights it off. Out of bounds. They'll come back towards the middle with 1:19 left to go in the period. 3 matches left to go. 3 weight classes, we should say, left to go. 184, 197, 285 pounds, the heavyweights. I'll mention 184, North Central not in the championship match. Elmhurst will have wrestlers in all 3 of the finals at the next weight classes. North Central with just 1 at 197 pounds. So this is a big match for North Central if they want to hold on to their CCIW championship for a 4th year. Savignago shooting in on Schroeder's got a hold of the leg. Can he finish the takedown? Schroeder fighting it off, getting low, and now Schroeder trying to snap the head of Savignago down again. Very nice defense by Greg Schroeder, and a stalemate whistled, and they'll start again. Savignago pulling over the back of the neck. Schroeder reaching for the leg. He's got a hold of it. Savignago breaks free, though. Down to 14 seconds. Savignago trying to get underneath. Unable to do so as Schroeder finds that attack off. 4 seconds to go. We'll call a stalemate and start in the middle with 2.6 to go. And that'll do it for period number 1. No score. Savignago starts down to his feet. Schroeder spinning him. Almost got Savignago to his back, in a position to roll him. And Savignago in trouble on his back, but he rolls out of it. But 2 points for a near fall for Greg Schroeder. Very precarious position for Frank Savignago, and Greg Schroeder taking advantage. Savignago trying to get to his feet. It's 2-0 in favor of North Central and Greg Schroeder. Riding time clock going up now for the Cardinals wrestler. Savignago trying to establish a base. But Schroeder doing a nice job. Got a hold of his foot and around the neck. And a stalling warning called on Schroeder. 2-0 Schroeder. He's got 53 seconds of riding time advantage with 1:07 left to go. And now a caution on Savignago for a false start. Savignago to his feet. Schroeder gets hold of the leg and again goes for the trip and pulls him back to the ground. Schroeder trying to turn Savignago. Blue Jays senior trying to fight it off. Cannot throw him onto his back just yet, but Schroeder doing a nice job hanging on. And now Savignago spins loose and gets a point on the escape. 2-1 in favor of Greg Schroeder. He does have 1:14 of ride time, so the ride time clock is in his favor. 39.4 seconds left to go in the second period. A huge match here at 174. Elmhurst leading by, we believe, 7 points in the team standings. They have a chance to pull away even further, or Schroeder can cut into it. Savignago with a hold of the leg. Can he finish the takedown, though, with 25 seconds? Schroeder spins him back to the mat. Frank still with the leg of Greg Schroeder. Savignago trying to put him down. If he can step around, he'll have control, but he hasn't gotten around the other leg yet. Down to 10 seconds. Frank Savignago desperately trying to get a takedown here for Elmhurst right before the period ends. Down to 1 second, and that'll do it. No takedown. 2-1 in favor of Greg Schroeder. He's got 1:14 of ride time clock. So right now a 2-point lead for the Cardinals grappler with 2 minutes left in this match. See how they elect to start here. Schroeder will take the down position. See if Savignago goes right to try to work off that ride time clock. Grabs him around the waist. Schroeder to his feet quickly. Schroeder trying to spin around for a reversal. Nothing doing just yet, and there it is. 2 points of reversal for Schroeder, up to a 4-1 lead, and that ride time going up in favor of the Cardinals wrestler. Down to 1:35 to go. We said a big, big match in terms of the team standings. Now Savignago and Escape make it 4-2. Still 1:20. Savignago's going to need a takedown and try to work 20 seconds off the clock, off the riding time edge that Schroeder has built up. 1:18 remaining. Savignago trying to catch his breath, so is Schroeder as they come back towards the middle. Schroeder shoots through, gets a hold of the leg. Savignago, though, snapping down the head of Schroeder. Can he spin himself around in position for a takedown? Schroeder doing a nice job of fighting it off. Savignago goes for the leg, but can't get a hold of it. Schroeder does a nice job of getting wide and fighting it off as we're under a minute to go. Savignago has to get it quickly, and there's a stalemate call. They'll start again with 53 seconds. Savignago needs a takedown and needs to work off 20 seconds off the riding time clock. Or he needs a takedown and a near fall here. Savignago quickly on the attack, shooting for the leg, but Schroeder defends it well. Down to 40 seconds. Savignago going to have to move quickly here for Elmhurst, and they'll start again in the middle. 34 seconds. Savignago moving in, shooting for the leg. Schroeder playing good defense. And a stalling point awarded to Savignago. Now a takedown could potentially tie it up. Now the riding time irrelevant here. If Savignago can get a takedown, he can force it to extra time. Down to 14 seconds, though. Savignago going for the leg. Schroeder playing defense again. Savignago trying to spin around him. They're off the mat. They'll come back to the middle with 7 seconds left. Savignago jumping quickly for the leg. Schroeder backpedaling, and that will do it as Greg Schroeder, your champion at 174 pounds for North Central by a 5-3 margin with the riding time. A huge win for North Central. They get 3 points back in the team standings. Should bring the team total down to just 4 points. So on the mats now at 184 pounds, Elmhurst, Joe Rao versus Justin Marble of Wheaton. On the third place mat, David Solis of Augustana, Billy Malone of North Central. Every match critical the rest of the way now as there are 6 matches still to go. And we believe just 4 points separating these two teams in the team standings. And the championship match, it's Joe Rao, 22 and 2 for Elmhurst with 12 pins. Rao immediately on the leg of Justin Marble. Marble 32 and 10 for Wheaton, 33 and 10 afterwards, and Rao with a quick takedown. Rao throwing Marble back up in the air and pulling him back to the mat. Rao has beaten Marble twice on the year, 6-3. Both of them back in November. He beat him 13-6, and now an escape for Justin Marble. It's 2-1 Elmhurst. As Joe Rao reaching for the leg again. He's got control and 2 more points. 4-1 Joe Rao. Rao in the blue singlet and the blue headgear. You can tell Justin Marble apart. He's got the orange headgear with the orange stripes on the singlet. Said these two wrestled back in November. Once in a tournament, once in a duel. In the tournament, Rao beat Marble 13-6. Then he beat him in the dual meet 6-3 on November 20th. An escape point for Justin Marble, make it 4-3. Excuse me, 4-2. 4-2. With a minute 52 left to go. 34 seconds of riding time. Meanwhile, over on mat 3, North Central's Billy Malone's got 2 points on Solis. We'll try to keep an eye on both matches here. Like we said, we believe just 4 points separating the teams. So every match is critical. Anytime there's an opportunity to gain some extra points. And it's actually with a corrected update to the standings. It's just a 2-point lead for the Blue Jays, 83-81. As you hear PA announcer Sandy Stevens giving the update on the team standings. So there was an error in the earlier standings. They've corrected that mistake. And how big is that team point that was deducted from North Central right now? Joe Rao of Elmhurst with a 4-2 lead over Wheaton's Justin Marble in the championship match at 184 pounds. North Central and Elmhurst will be heads up in the next match at 197. Elmhurst trying to get as many points as it can when it's not heads up with the Cardinals. Rao working on the leg of Marble. He's got it pulled in. Marble trying to fight it off with his hands clenched around the waist of Rao. Meanwhile, an escape point for Solis on mat number 2. It's 2-1 in favor of North Central's Billy Malone. Stalemate the call on mat number 1, and they'll restart in the middle. 2 points for Billy Malone on mat 2 makes it a 4-1 North Central lead in the third place match. Back on the championship mat, you're watching Joe Rao holding on to a 2-point advantage for Elmhurst over Wheaton's Justin Marble. He's got 34 seconds of ride time, and that's how the first period will come to a close. 4-2 in favor of Elmhurst, 34 seconds of ride time, 3 points at stake in the team standings on this match, plus any additional points by win of major or pin or technical fall. Meanwhile, 2 points available over on the third place mat. The difference, 2 points the difference between third and fourth, 3 points the difference between first and second. Rao quickly spins up and escapes, 5-2 Elmhurst now. Meanwhile, Marble trying to get his way free from the clutches of Rao. End of the first period on mat number 2. It's an 8-2 lead in favor of Malone. And Joe Rao a little bloody here. Trainers going over attending to that. While they attend to Joe Rao, the trainers will take a look at mat number 2. That's Billy Malone in red, Solis in black, and we're ready to go here. Back to mat number 1. Rao seems to be okay. He's got a 5-2 lead, 1:33 to go, plus 32 seconds of riding time in period 2. Rao playing a little defense, Marble the aggressor. Rao trying to deke his way in under the guard of Justin Marble, trying to get a shot in on one of those legs. Rao, the CCIW defending champion. He was a winner at 197 last year. He moved down a weight class. Rao had the legs for a second. Marble does a nice job to fight it off. 43 seconds left to go. Rao once again shooting for the leg of Marble, and Marble makes himself a little wide, fights off the challenge. Joe Rao reaching for the legs, got a hold of it, but can he finish the takedown? Trying to spin his way around Justin Marble. Now he's got him by the waist. Picking him up, can't get him to the mat just yet. Picking him up, putting him down, but there's the 2-point call for the takedown. Make it 7-2 now in favor of Rao. And they're off the mat. They'll come back to the middle with 11.1 to go. Meanwhile, on mat 2, it's 10-3 in favor of Malone with 38 seconds to go. Rao trying to build some ride time here. He's got a 5-point cushion. And now a stalling issue, Warren, called on Marble as Rao will put him to the mat one last time right before the horn sounds. He's got a 7-2 lead heading to the third period with 48 seconds of ride time. Still in the second period on mat number 2 in the third place match between Billy Malone and David Solis. Malone still leads 10-3. Rao starts on top period 3 and quickly brings Marble to the mat. Trying to build a riding time advantage. He does have the clock now in his favor, over a minute. But Marble spins free, gets the escape, 7-3 now. (7-3) in favor of the Elmhurst wrestler, Joe Rao. Period 2 on mat number 2 comes to a close in the third place match. Still 10-3 in favor of Malone. Rao would be happy with the win. But I'm sure the Blue Jay coaches would be even more thrilled if he can get a couple extra points, maybe go for a major here with 1:13 left to go. Rao reaching for the leg of Marble, trying to step behind it. But they're off the mat. They'll come back to the middle. Down to 38 seconds to go in this championship match at 184 pounds. .20 seconds left as Joe Rao. Looks like he's on his way at the moment to his second straight CCIW championship of his career, just a sophomore. Rao trying to spin him down. And Joe Rao is going to be your champion at 184 pounds by an 8-3 decision with the riding time. Meanwhile, on mat number 3, or mat number 2, the third place match, I should say, it's 12-4 in favor of Malone. They're going to wait for this match to finish before they start the next championship match at 197. So we'll show you the end of this one here. Right now, it's a major it will be a major decision if 12-5 plus riding time. Joe Rao gave Elmhurst a 5-point lead, but Billy Malone can cut it right back down to 2 points if he can hang on for the 8-point win with the ride time. It's 12-5 right now with a minute 26 of ride time, down to just 25 seconds left in the match. Malone reaching around, trying to get in position. And there's 2 more points for Malone. Solis with an escape. It's going to go down, they'll come off the mat, 1.4 seconds. It'll go down in the books here as a 15-6 win for Malone with the riding time. So 3 big points for North Central. They counteract the points that Joe Rao just scored in the championship match. 2 points for the win for the third place finish, plus a point by the major decision. Should be 86-84 by my count as we head to the just 2 weight classes to go. Critical match on the mat here on mat number 1. Andrew Bradley of North Central, the 1 seed. Danny Vargas of Elmhurst, the 2 seed. These two, this could be your whole championship decided right here. Elmhurst can surge in front by a 5-point lead, or North Central can vault in front of the Blue Jays. Bradley, the 1 seed, he came in 15-6, 2 pins. 16-6 now after his win in the opening round. Vargas, meanwhile, 7-2 after his opening round win. He wrestled in November, then sat out of almost 2 months with an injury. Wrestled his first match in over 2 months against Augustana and won back on February 4th. Vargas getting a hold of the leg, but they're off the mat, so they'll come back to the middle. Vargas reaching for the leg of Bradley. Bradley trying to push down on the head. Now Bradley trying to spin his way around. Jamie George says they're off the mat. They'll come back to the middle. Minute 53 remaining. On the third place mat, it's Rocky Ging of Wheaton and Hunter Farraco of Augustana. Keep you posted on that one. Meanwhile, the one that matters in the team standings taking place on the championship mat. So these two did not wrestle this year. Bradley defeated Elmhurst Mike McNeil back when the two teams had a dual meet in January, as Vargas was still out with an injury. He'll come off the mat and come back to the middle. Vargas, a sophomore out of Wheeling. Bradley, a senior out of Woodstock. Bradley in the red. Vargas in the blue. Under a minute to go here in the opening period as these two wrestlers continue to circle each other. Both wrestlers being a little cautious here at the start, knowing how important this is for the team standings. Vargas going for the takedown. Did he get the two before? No, says Terry Giardini. Vargas looked like he had control, but he was rolled off the mat out of bounds first. 31.7 seconds left. Down to 15 seconds. Vargas pushing on the head of Bradley. Vargas shooting in, trying to get a takedown just before, but they're off the mat. They'll start it with 0.3 of a second remaining. And that'll do it for the first period. No score. Official Jamie George flips the coin. It's going to roll, so he'll flip it again. It is red, so Bradley will choose to defer. Leave the choice up to Danny Vargas. Vargas starts down quickly to his feet. Bradley hanging on, trying to throw Bradley down, or trying to throw, Vargas down. He does, but he's out of bounds, so they'll come back to the middle. Vargas had a quick pop-up that time, but couldn't quite break the hold of Andrew Bradley. Bradley will cover, and they'll restart. And a nice job of spinning free, and a quick reversal. Danny Vargas, the reversal. And he jumps out in front 2-0. Elmhurst on top 2-0 here in this 197-pound match, a critical match. This is the last time that North Central and Elmhurst will be heads up. By our count, it should still be a 2-point Elmhurst lead in the team standings. Bradley back to his feet, Vargas hanging on. Vargas trying to put Bradley back to the mat. He's not free yet, and now he is. 2-1. 23 seconds of ride time is all for Vargas. He did a nice job to get the reversal on Andrew Bradley in this period. Neither wrestler with a takedown yet. how they got here to the championship match. Bradley pinned Wheaton's Rocky Ging. He pinned Ging in just 128. Meanwhile, Vargas was an 11-4 winner over Augustana's Hunter Farraco. "57 seconds left to go in this second period. Elmhurst and Danny Vargas hanging on to a 2-1 lead in this match over North Central's Andrew Bradley. Two grapplers feeling each other out a little bit towards the center. Vargas grabbing hold of the left arm. Now he lets it go. 25 seconds remaining in this period. Bradley trying to push Vargas out, but they're going to be out of play. Vargas kind of face planted a little bit into the mat a little bit. Looks like he's okay. He'll shake it off. Down to 10 seconds to go. Vargas has Bradley on his knees, but he can't spin around him just yet. Bradley reaching for it. Now Vargas trying to get around, but ruled to be off the mat. 1.5 seconds. They'll come back to the middle. The clock will tick off the final second and a half. We're going to the third period. Elmhurst and Danny Vargas hanging on to a 2-1 lead in this all-important match. Elmhurst is either going to lengthen their lead in the team standings heading into the championship match at 285, or North Central's going to jump on top. Bradley starts down. Vargas quickly spins him to the mat. He's got 30 seconds of riding time advantage, so no point just yet. He's going to try to build that up over a minute. Got a 2-1 lead right now. Bradley trying to get to his waist, and Vargas spins him back or around, but Vargas to his feet now with 47 seconds of ride time. Vargas hanging on, but Bradley escapes. Now Bradley a chance to roll around. Does he have the takedown? Yes, he does. Late takedown for Andrew Bradley. It should only be 4-2. It should be 4-2 here. Now they're going to correct the score. Meanwhile, the clock is still running, and now they quickly fix that. Now they're going to continue to talk with the officials at the scores table here. I believe the score should be 4-2. Now both coaches are going to come over to the table. It was 2-1. Got the escape to make it 2 to even the match at 2, and then the takedowns should be 4-2 by my count. And now the scoreboard does show 4-2 in favor of North Central. This is a huge, huge match here. North Central trailing Elmhurst in the team standings by 2 points right now. I think they're discussing the riding time perhaps here. Both coaches, both officials standing right at the scorers table having the discussion. Steve Marionetti, Kevin Brantlett in North Central. Terry Giardini and Jamie George, the two officials. They're content. It's going to be 4-2 in favor of North Central and Andrew Bradley. Vargas will start down now as Bradley got the late takedown before going out of bounds with 1:22 to go. Bradley holding on. Vargas trying to spin his way free. Bradley hanging on to the leg, though, of Vargas. Vargas trying to fight it off, and Vargas ridden down but out of bounds by Bradley. 1:12 to go. Vargas perhaps looking for a reversal here for Elmhurst. Still plenty of time. He's still got a 35-second cushion on the ride time. Vargas trying to get to his feet, now trying to spin around. Can he get the reversal again? There it is. The reversal for Vargas. Tied at 4. The clock going back up to over 30 seconds now. And Vargas rolling Bradley onto his back. Trying to hold on and build himself, and now Bradley's free with an escape. 5-4. Andrew Bradley. Vargas couldn't quite hang on. He built a 40-second cushion to ride time. Now Vargas needs a takedown with 50 seconds. Meanwhile, Hunter Farraco getting a win on the third place mat. Vargas has a hold of the leg. Can he pull it in? Trying to step around. Now Bradley trying to spin around. And they're off the mat. 29.3 seconds to go. Critical match in the team standings. North Central can go up by 1 if they win. Elmhurst can push their lead up to 5. Vargas looking for both legs. Bradley defends it out of bounds. 14.5 seconds to go. Vargas needing a quick takedown. Vargas, and now a stalling warning called on Bradley with 9.3 seconds. Down to 5 seconds. Vargas trying to shoot in. And Bradley is going to hang on for the win. So Bradley, the winner at 197 pounds. That could put North Central up in the team standings, we believe. 2 critical matches left here. Mark Corsello, the heavyweight for Elmhurst, against Tim Day of Augustana. Meanwhile, North Central's Valente Garza wrestling just his first collegiate matches ever today at the CCIW Championships. He lost it. Augustana's Tim Day 7-3 in the semis. He was the 3 seed. They're going to wait to start these matches before they're going to announce the team standings here. Elmhurst with 86 points in second. North Central and 87 points in first is North Central. So it all comes down to these last 2 points. In theory, this could potentially even end in a tie if both wrestlers were to pin Elmhurst, and Garza could pin. This could end in a potential tie. North Central a 1-point cushion, or if they both win, it could still end in a tie. Corsello knows what he has to do, trying to get a win here for the Blue Jays and trying to get some bonus points. We'll keep you posted on both matches. Corsello, an ultra-quick takedown. He is going right after Tim Day of Augustana. Meanwhile, on mat 2, it's Justin Geck of Wheaton and Valente Garza of North Central. Corsello knows every point is huge down here, and so does Garza for North Central. Corsello has pinned Day already in this season, 249. He did it in the first period back in on February 4th. Corsello unbeaten, a 2-time All-American, and he's got him on his back. There's the near fall points being accumulated. Can he put the shoulders down? Mark Corsello trying to put away Tim Day, and Day fights it off for now. But 3 near fall points for Corsello, and he's not done yet. Valente Garza and Geik, meanwhile, no score, and Garza's going to get the first takedown here. Garza leads 2-0 on the far mat. Corsello up 5-0 on the mat you're watching in front of you. Corsello trying to spin Day onto his back again. They'll come back to the middle. 2 points bonus. The winner of the championship match gets 3 points. An additional 2-point bonus possible for the pin. The winner of the third place match gets 2 points. An additional 2 points bonus possible for the pin, or points for technical falls or major decisions. Corsello with a 5-0 lead, already a minute 13 of riding time. Garza working a 2-0 lead with a minute to go on the far side. The match you cannot see right now. Meanwhile, you're watching Mark Corsello at heavyweight for Elmhurst, trying to keep the Blue Jays in the team competition, knowing he wants as many points as he possibly can. And Day looks a little shaken up here for Augustana. Nursing the shoulder a little bit, going to try to stretch the arm out. Looks like he'll be okay. Meanwhile, Garza with a 2-0 lead, 36 seconds to go in the opening period, 1:25 and counting of riding time for the North Central wrestler. Meanwhile, Corsello working on Tim Day, had him in a precarious position earlier in the match and a near pin. And Corsello trying to spin his way around here with a minute to go. Garza working on the wrist. Meanwhile, Corsello with Day again. And there's the pin. 2:05, so now it's all on the shoulders of Valente Garza for North Central as Mark Corsello gets the win at heavyweight. 5 huge points for the Blue Jays. Puts puts Elmhurst on top. North Central now, their best case scenario is a tie. They can gain 2 points here with a win in a third place finish, plus up to 2 points for the pin, but they need a pin out of Garza.
Valente, let's go.
You're in the second period right now. We'll keep you updated on the clock. It's 1:49. Garza's got a 2-0 lead and a minute 59 seconds of riding time
Throw it.
in his possession.
Valente, let's go.
Garza entering this match 0-1. He's a football All-American, but he hasn't wrestled since high school. But he beat North Central starter in a wrestle-off, and North Central coach Kevin Brantlin electing to put him into the CCIW championships. He wrestled Tim Day to within 4 points in the semifinals. Meanwhile, Justin Geck coming in 3-26 on the season. Obviously has not wrestled Garza on the season. Is this Garza's first matches of the year?
Go, let's go.
Geck and Garza just in a tie-up right now. Off the mat, they'll come back. 1:01 left to go. Mark Corsello delivering what could have been the knockout blow for Elmhurst, getting the pin he needed against Tim Day to put the Blue Jays back on top.
Valente, let's go. You pinned it.
Coming off the mat is Geck, so Garza. And Geck will square off again, down to 50 seconds to go in period number 2. All eyes on this match right now. Garza in red, Geck in the blue. 30 seconds remain. Still a 2-0 Garza lead. Garza and Geck just tying up near the center as you're down to 12 seconds left to go in the period. Geck looks like he tries to shoot. Now Garza trying to push him backwards. Down to just 3 seconds to go. Off the mat, they'll come back to the middle. That'll do it for period number 2. 2 minutes to go here to decide the CCIW championship and the team trophy. And Garza looks like taking an inhaler over there, a possible asthma inhaler, making sure he's okay. Meanwhile, Geck will come off. Geck having some issues with the headgear. They're going to put some tape around his head to try and hold that in place a little bit better. Garza taking his inhaler, taking some water over there, making sure he's okay before we start period number 3. 2 minutes left in this match, the third place match you're watching live here on BlueJayTV.com. This is the match that will decide the CCIW championship. Basically, Elmhurst surged in front with the pin by Mark Corsello at the championship match of 285 pounds. North Central needing a pin to force a tie and its co-champions. Garza working on the leg. Geck fights him off and gets an escape. 2-1 in favor of Garza with 1:45 to go. Two wrestlers in a clinch near the edge of the mat as we hit 1:30 remaining in this match. Jamie George will blow it dead, and they'll come back to the middle. Geck trying to the underhook. Garza throws him on his back, but Geck spins out. Very, very dangerous play, close for Valente Garza as he almost had a chance to give the Cardinals what they needed. 1:15 left in this match. Down to a minute to go. Garza and Geck. Geck checking the clock, looks over at his coach as well. 55 seconds now. All eyes in this entire gym on this match. .4 seconds left. 2-1 lead by Garza. That's insignificant right now. He can get the points, but North Central needs the pin. Mark Corsello of Elmhurst gave the Blue Jays a 4-point lead in the team standings. Should have put Elmhurst up to 92. Or excuse me, up to 91. Meanwhile, North Central sitting at 87. Geck looking for the takedown, and Garza pushes back, fighting Geck back down to 15. And they're off the mat. They'll come back to the middle. 13 seconds left in this match. Geck diving for the leg. Garza pushing down on his head. Garza trying to step around. Garza gets him to the back. Can he finish it? 5 seconds. 4, 3. Did he get the pin in time? There's the horn. No! The pin came after the horn. Let's make sure no pin. Garza gets the victory, but he did not get the pin. Justin Geck holding on to the very end, and that will give the 2011 team championship to the Elmhurst College Blue Jays. We'll wait for the official calculations to come in from the tournament directors and from we'll have the presentation of the individual awards and the championship trophy. But the Blue Jays, by my calculation, should be winners 91-89 over North Central. A thrilling finish to this CCIW championship. You couldn't ask for a tighter or better finish than what you saw right here tonight. Back in 2008, the margin of victory was for North Central over Elmhurst was 3.5 points. Taking a quick scan to see if there's anything closer than a 2-point decision. So far, the closest decision we've seen is in 1999. Augustana beat North Central 91.5 to 88.5. That was a 3-point decision. The closest ever finish was 1 point back in 1995, where Augustana edged North Central 91-90. But this looks like it is going to be the second closest finish ever in CCIW history. Meanwhile, CCIW Associate Commissioner and Sports Information Director Mike Krisman will present the individual awards. Jacob Schulten, the winner at 125 pounds from Augustana College. That's Nathan Fitzenreiter accepting his congratulations at 133 pounds. Andrew Zobak at 141 pounds, the champ for North Central. At 149 pounds, he was the first Elmhurst wrestler to win a title tonight. Ryan Early, a 5-3 overtime win over Oyster. No, they announced Stephen Poffenberger. That was the third place championship, actually. Now at 157 pounds, there's Joby Bodie, the winner at 157. He had an 8-3 win over Mike Rice. Now at 165 pounds, here's Jordan Graham from Augustana. He had a 6-1 win over Jason Bonham of North Central. At 174, Greg Schroeder defeated Frank Savignago 5-3. At 184 pounds for Elmhurst, Joe Rao, the winner, with an 8-3 win over Wheaton's Justin Marble. At 197, it's Andrew Bradley from North Central, a 5-4 win over Danny Vargas. And Mark Corsello, a 4-time CCIW champion, the first Blue Jay to ever win 4 straight conference crowns. Won them all at the heavyweight position. And now Mike Krisman from the CCIW will present the team trophy. 20 points, 4th place with Wheaton. Augustana with 63.5 points to place 3rd. And it was an 89 points for North Central and Elmhurst College, the CCIW champions, with 91 points, a 2-point margin, the closest margin in years in the CCIW since Augustana edged North Central by a point in 1995. Blue Jays will quickly take a team photo. They still have the most outstanding wrestler to announce. Elmhurst back on top, winning their 4th title in school history. Blue Jays won 3 straight from 2005 to 2007, their last one coming in 2007. We think if it weren't for that team point deduction that North Central had, we would have had a 1-point decision here. Instead, it finishes up a 2-point differential in the standings. And now the outstanding wrestler. Second straight year in a row that Mark Corsello has been named CCIW's most outstanding wrestler. He did it in good fashion tonight. 2 pins in a short amount of time and a critical pin when Elmhurst needed it the most. And Steve Marionetti from Elmhurst named the CCIW's Coach of the Year. 3rd honor for Marionetti in his career as well. So that will do it for the 2011 CCIW Championships. We're glad you tuned in to watch us tonight on Blue Jay TV. You certainly saw a thrilling CCIW Championship tonight. Elmhurst College, the finals champions, 91 points, edging North Central 89 points. And it all came down to the final 2 matches of the evening. A fantastic finish to the 2011 CCIW Championships. And I think there's several All-Americans between all 4 of these squads here that you saw tonight. We've got regionals coming up in a few weeks, and then the national championships slated for early March at the University of Wisconsin La Crosse. Thanks for tuning in tonight on BlueJayTV.com for our entire crew. This is Kevin Jude saying so long, and thanks for watching.